Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams. Joining me in the studio is Jonathan Sullivan.
Hello, Jamie.
And yeah, you are still my co-host, aren't you?
Yeah, nice and warm for a change.
I know, yeah, we've been freezing recently. And no, Marie tonight, she's out on her Christmas night out.
Yeah, well, that time of year, isn't it?
It's next week, isn't it? The Christmas day.
I know.
How quickly is this year gone?
Crazy, isn't it?
Too crazy. But we've had some good stuff going on as well, haven't we, recently?
Wow. Been busy bees.
I know, it's been great.
I know.
Out in the freezing cold.
Well, yeah. That's why I'm glad to be in the warm tonight.
But it's been worth it.
It has.
And there's a reason why we've been worth it, and we'll tell you that after our guest has been on later on, because
yes.
It's great news, isn't it, for us?
It is.
It was great
really
news. It's great news for you, the listeners, as well, because there's a lot more going on.
There is, certainly is.
And 2023 is looking good as well.
That it is.
Yeah. Is that all you can say? Is that it is?
No.
But yeah, we've had a great time. And the person we've got on tonight, a little bit later on, about 10 or 15 minutes away,
Yeah.
is someone. If anybody watches this programme, they'll know us straight away. We can't give the name of the programme, but it's on Channel 4.
Yeah. On a Friday night.
On a Friday night. And her name's Julie Malone.
Yeah.
So yeah, go and have a look at that. She's on in a quarter of an hour's time, so you go and start Googling it or whatever you want to do and see who it is, and then be going, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll be on a little bit later on. We actually captured her while she was doing a ghost hunt at Mill Street Barracks and asked her to do an interview for our podcast as well.
And she kindly said yeah.
And she said yes.
Yeah.
And we went down into a cellar.
We did.
And the quality of the sound isn't
the
greatest we've had, but I mean, after tonight, if you go on tomorrow night onto our Access Paranormal podcast on YouTube, you'll be able to see the full footage of it as well, won't you?
Yeah, you will.
But listen to this first, because it's our show.
Yeah.
Well, you can't watch it till tomorrow night anyway, so they might as well stay.
Do you know what I couldn't believe though, Jamie?
What was that?
That you sat with her for an hour because I didn't know who she was.
Yeah. What happened was the strange thing was she came in, didn't she? I opened up and everything else, and Julie met me there, and I was yapping away to we were in the main hall and all this lot. And Jonathan comes in, he goes, "Do you know who that is?" I went, "Yeah, it's Julie." Like that. He said, "But you know who she is?" And I said, "Well, it's Julie. She's the one who's organised it all and that." And he went, "Yeah, but do you know who it is?" I said, are you going to tell me, like? And he went, "Yeah, I'll tell you after. Thanks very much for that." So then Marie comes in. She follows us in later on, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She goes, "Hi, Jamie, blah, 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 blah." "Oh, look who it is."
Yeah.
I said, "What do you mean, look who it is?" She said, "Do you know who that is?" I go, "Yes, Julie." I said, "Jonathan's done the same." "Do you know who it is, though?" "Yeah, no, I don't know. I tell you what, I don't know who it is."
You don't watch
now
TV
tell me,
much, do you?
Now tell me who it is. And he went, "That's what I mean. You don't watch TV." "I do watch TV. I just don't take much notice." Yeah. And anyway, they told me, and I do apologise to Julie Malone. Still didn't know who it was. I had to look it up.
Was she lovely though?
She was fantastic. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
One of the loveliest people you could meet.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. She's coming back again in February, isn't she?
Can't wait for that.
And I can't wait for that myself, because she was such a lovely, lovely lady, and we'll be interviewing her again.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, Julie, be afraid.
Yeah.
Be very afraid. But she's coming up a little bit later on. You'll hear all about what she's been up to with the paranormal team she's got.
Yes.
Yeah,
brilliant.
So yeah.
Made up.
Yes, I mean we've been out and about as well, haven't we? We've been recording some stuff.
Certainly have. Can we say that we can't we?
Which one? You don't know, you can't say. Filming. We've been filming, but we're going to talk about the filming later on.
Right, okay.
And what we're filming, and who we're filming with, and what for.
Yeah.
But the great news is it's going to be a good one, isn't it? It's a series. It's going to be a series with someone. Yeah. That's all we'll say about that for now.
Yes, okay.
Because it's super good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And go on, you going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, going into 2023, we've got some really, really good locations coming up.
We certainly have, and we're starting off with, well, the first one, I think it is. It's Mill Street, isn't it?
Mill Street Barracks, the first one.
It is.
And then we have Shrewsbury.
No, in March. We're just organising February again, aren't we?
Right, okay, yeah.
March,
March,
March, we are phenomenal. It's Gwyrich Castle in North Wales,
that's the one.
where I'm a Celebrity was filmed.
Yeah.
April is Shrewsbury Prison.
Right.
And then May,
Is
June it is. June, we're in a prisoner of war camp, an army camp.
an army camp, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be good.
They're all there. And anybody who wants to come with us, we are taking bookings for that.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them's got tickets still available. I couldn't tell you the dates off my head now. I think it's
I know Gwyric's the 31st of March.
yeah, Gwyric's 31st of March. April, I think it's April 26th is the Shrewsbury Prison.
Yeah.
And June, I think it's 20 other June.
I think it's near the end of June, yeah.
If you go onto our page, Access Paranormal Radio Access Paranormal Podcast on Facebook, they'll all be up there anyway. Yeah. If you go to Haunted Buildings UK, who we're doing it with, if you go to Paul's page or Paul's group, all the information's there for you anyway there. And if you go to our podcast, when we're talking to Julie on Access Paranormal Podcast on YouTube, like, subscribe, and
share.
If you go on there, all the details come up on the top as Julie's talking. So
that's right.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. I think Gwyric's almost sold out, though, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah. So just get hold of Haunted Buildings UK and see if you can get a ticket, or us. Contact us.
Yeah.
Let's move on to. We have got a Christmas special next week. We
certainly have.
You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Especially here on L35 Radio. It's a very special one as well.
Yeah.
And also on the Monday night on our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
The video comes out on there. You're going to absolutely love that one.
Yeah.
It was an absolute pleasure to talk to that person again. And that's another cracker, isn't it? And then the following week, New Year, we've got another absolute cracker. So, I mean, we've gone all out this time, haven't we?
Yeah. Nice Christmas and New Year presents for you all.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And do you know what? For every one of them, it's been a pleasure.
Been brilliant, haven't you? So nice.
Yeah. Cold.
Very, very cold.
Some of the places we've been to have been absolutely freezing, especially the outdoor ones.
I know. But I had my hat and my gloves, 2 or 3 jackets.
Well, to be honest with you, we recorded a couple of nights ago, didn't we?
We did.
We had to record for something, and it's the first time I've wore a hat.
I know.
And gloves. It was freezing.
My hands were like...
Was it -7 at one stage?
I think it was, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Jonathan had a cat ball in his hand.
Well, I had 3 cat balls. I had my phone in one hand, and I had 3 cat balls on the other hand, and my fingers were actually stuck. I couldn't even get the cat ball out of my hand.
But do you know what? No matter how cold it was fantastic night.
It was good, so active as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
really good, really good.
Everything was spot on that night, wasn't it?
Yes.
We really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We've had some great times at Mill Street Barracks as well.
Yes.
We've had some good stuff in there.
Yeah. Anyone who's listening, going to go to any events there, or you want to hold your own event there, just get in touch and let us know.
Yeah. Go on, what's the email address?
The email address is info.accessparanormal@gmail.com.
So if you didn't hear that one, say it again, Jonathan, a bit louder.
info.accessparanormal@gmail.com. You thought I forgot, didn't you?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we had a good lady in the other week as well. Jane Coburn Hughes, I think her name was.
Oh, she was. Hang on, let me.
Blackgate
Paranormal. That's right.
Yeah.
Quite local, isn't she?
Yeah, she was. She was dead enthusiastic as well.
She was.
She was on 2 weeks ago because last week we'd done our behind the scenes of.
Yes, that's right.
And I enjoyed talking to her.
Yeah.
I like her logo. It looks like Batman.
It does, you know. It does. Yeah. I think she's coming back next year, isn't
She
she?
certainly is, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
be
brilliant.
prepared, Jamie. Might get you again as well.
Yeah. Why
But
not?
last week we had a behind the scenes show because
Oh yeah, that was mad, wasn't it?
well, we went to a castle, didn't we, over in
Over in
in Anglesey, and we walked a mile to this castle.
You said it was only up there.
It was only up the road. It was a
It
mile
was a
walk.
20-minute walk, half an hour walk it was.
It was a mile walk, and when we got there was this loud music going on. So we couldn't do a podcast, and we couldn't do an investigation because we usually do the podcast and then an
I
investigation.
think was there a wedding or something?
There was a wedding on about a mile and a half away, wasn't
But
there?
the sound was carrying
The
on.
sound was carrying, yeah.
Oh,
And there we were trying to do a couple of call outs at first. So we thought,
hello.
and straight away I just turned around and said, "Tell you what, let's do a behind the scenes of Access Paranormal,
Sweet,
and we'll record it on the podcast and the radio at the same time."
I know.
Although I know what I was talking about, you two were going, "What the hell?"
I was just getting so confused. I think because we'd done it, because we'd been there for the weekend, hadn't
Well, we recorded a few shows while we were up
Yeah.
there, didn't we?
and it was just so confusing.
It was, but I knew what I was doing.
After we'd done the other ones,
Yeah,
I mean, obviously we knew what we were doing with them,
yeah.
but then when it came to that, it just totally threw us, I think.
The music threw us completely, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the distractions and that. But I just turned around and said, "Well, let's do the podcast and let's do the radio show exactly the same time."
I know, yeah.
And we'll put the radio show out one, which was last week, and we're going to put the podcast out in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
And I knew what I was doing. The others
Glad
didn't.
someone did.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing. I was talking about it, wasn't I? And I was doing all right with it.
Yeah.
And it worked out well, actually.
It did, you know. Let's do that again.
No. when it's a bit warmer, we will, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good weekend. We had a cracking weekend up in Anglesey.
Which is brilliant.
We got lost. We won't
did.
say where because that's one of the podcasts.
Yes.
We actually got lost looking for this place. It took us about half a day, didn't it? And
It's supposed to take us half an hour.
half an hour.
But
Yeah.
in Jamie's world, that's half a day.
I walked. Was it about a mile or so the wrong way?
It must have been more, I think.
No,
and
it's
this
no,
wasn't
it's
just it wasn't just a little walk up a path I ever been.
No, it was a hell of a walk, wasn't
This
it?
was like
Up hills.
up hills, over trees and bushes and rocks and you name it.
And then we ended up in this woman's private land.
Yeah. And got shoes away.
Marie got shooed away, didn't she?
I know.
And we were like, we scarpered quick, didn't we? And what happened was I'd actually walked, I think I walked just about a mile the wrong way, didn't I? Maybe more. And then we had to work our way back for that mile and then go the other way looking for the building.
Ages though,
It was hours.
She was like, go back to where you came.
Yeah, where did we come from?
Can't remember.
We didn't know where we come from or nothing, did
I
we?
don't think we went far enough up before we went down.
No, it was my fault that though, wasn't it? I kept saying, no, I know where I'm going, it's this way.
Yeah.
No, I was going literally...
Listen to you again, Jamie.
Literally the
My
wrong
God.
way for what? About a mile or so, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And getting lost at the same time was one of those great
I know. It was good.
moments.
The weather wasn't too bad, was it?
Yeah, and Marie had that bag full.
She did,
Oh,
yeah.
she half hit herself, didn't she?
You had to fall.
Did I?
Yeah. You slipped on down the hill.
Oh, yeah. All the way down, didn't I? Yeah. It's just you to remember. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remembered. Didn't get it on video, but I remembered.
I was just going to say, thankfully, nobody videoed it, so I was all right with that.
I know.
But it was
Poor Marie, eh?
and that was just to go and do this video for the podcast.
For you lot.
So yeah. So we nearly
Things
broke
we
our
do.
necks, broke our backs, and broke everything.
I
We
know.
caked in mud and everything, wasn't
Yeah.
we?
Oh, God, yeah.
But we're still not telling you where it is because you're going to have to look out for that because
Yes.
it was a really good one.
Yeah. Look out for the Anglesey Wales series.
Yeah, there's
It's
3 in a row, isn't there?
All coming out soon.
Yeah. Anyway, Jonathan, it's that time that we go across to the Julie Malone interview we did down in the cellar. So that should be good fun.
Yeah, brilliant.
She was really good, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So what I'll do now is I'm going to go quiet. Jonathan's going to go quiet, and you lot are going to enjoy all the show of Julie Malone. Hello, welcome to Access Paranormal's podcast. As you know, I'm Jamie Williams, Maurice Briggs, co-host, and Jonathan co-host as well. Jonathan Sullivan, that is. And also we have a special guest tonight who's been actually doing a paranormal investigation here. You might recognise her. I certainly recognise the ones that he's told me. Sorry, Julie. And you're here with Ghost
Investigations UK.
Ghost Investigations UK. I've just been practising that, and yet I still get it wrong. You know what I'm like. So, Julie, it's the first time you've ever been here to Mill Street Barracks.
Yeah.
I've got to ask what it was like for you.
It was mind-blowing. We've had people here tonight that were sceptical.
Oh, brilliant.
And they've gone away. And I've said to them, oh, what do you think now? And they've gone, yeah. A very quiet, yeah.
It's true, because there was the one who mentioned the cat.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, we got a white cat, and nobody knew about that.
We never ever mentioned
We
that.
never mentioned it.
No.
And then when I showed her the picture and said, there's the white cat, which is the spirit here. I mean, that to me is fantastic confirmation, to be honest with you.
And that's not known either.
And that's not, it's not.
Well, it is now.
Well, to be honest, I can't wait to get home and check the video footage, because before that, we were in the teaching room downstairs.
Yeah.
Paul had the video out, and he said to his wife, Stacey, move out of the way. There's two eyes under that table. There's a cat under the table.
Right.
So I just hoping that the battery didn't die, because we've had two brand new batteries.
Yeah.
Only got the video camera this morning, charged the batteries. They went like that.
Oh, Julie, you know, we experienced
Honestly.
that so many times.
Yeah.
And as soon as everything's gone and the batteries have gone like that, and we know they're fully charged,
Yeah.
something happens.
Yeah.
It's as if to say, I'll show you, but not on camera.
Yeah.
And we get it so many times, don't we, that? Yeah.
Well, it happened to your camera. It's happened to you.
The thermal imager, because we have that out,
Yeah.
checking. And then they go dead, one after the other like that.
That's right.
And then something happens. So we know.
Luckily, before it went dead, I had the laser torch with me, you know, that does the netted lights.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul said to me, oh, Julie, the lights are moving. And I looked at him and said, I've not turned it on. And he was looking through the viewer of the camera, the video camera, and he said, they're all on that wall moving.
Oh.
So I turned the torch on, and boy, did they move.
Wow.
And
That's
that
brilliant.
should be, that was before the batteries died.
So if you think
That's
about
great.
that, he's seen it before the actual
Yeah.
light coming on.
Yeah.
Was that down in the cellar?
No, that was
No,
in
in
that
class-
first room, in that first
Oh, no,
classroom
same.
again, where the cats were.
Oh, where I took you and said to you about the
men's room.
The
Yeah,
men's room.
men's room.
Yeah.
Not the men's room.
No,
not
the other toilet room.
The one upstairs. Now that one I said to you, didn't I? This is one of our favourite rooms. Is that room, the classroom? And I'm laid up now because you captured something in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
fabulous.
can't wait to go through the footage tomorrow,
Yeah.
because
Do
we've
let
had
us
teddy
know.
bears going off, you know,
And
in the cradle and everything.
especially the one that you told me about, that only one, you've got a sensor in each arm,
Yeah.
foot and that, and just one of the sensors on one of the arms,
That's
as if
right.
somebody was holding it.
Yes.
And that is brilliant.
Yeah.
And that was witnessed by some of the other guests.
That was with the
Yeah,
guests, wasn't it?
everybody
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Everybody was sat down, talking like you do,
Yeah.
and there it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just going off just to one arm.
Did you find when you're all talking and the energy builds, that's when things happen, or
Yeah.
was you all serious and waiting? Which way do you
No.
find it?
When we was downstairs in the cellar,
Mm-hmm.
we was chatting, we'd put the net lights on, we'd put the two teddies in the crib.
Yeah.
We was sat round the table and we was just chatting, well, should we do a spirit board, should we not, blah, blah, blah. And one of the ladies just turned around and went, oh, look in the cot, and the teddies were flashing again.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, the class, I mean, I said at the beginning that it's quite significant, the cost.
Yeah.
And everybody who puts something in there, something happens. If you remember rightly, we had a doll in there once, and the doll actually moved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do check.
That's
Cat balls always go off, don't they?
Yeah.
Especially when there's a doll there as well. Last time, Paul had, he has like a REM bear, doesn't he?
That's right, like it's like a REM pod, but it's a bear. Which,
Right.
But that,
Goes
it's
crazy.
very rare that it actually goes off. It went off in the car.
yeah, and he said to us, didn't he, that's unusual for that to
Very
go off.
unusual.
Right.
So next time, I'll throw everything in there.
Yeah, because we've got one that's like a treasure chest, and that doesn't go off very often.
Yeah.
So we'll put that in the cot next time.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah.
Definitely.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So what else did you bring up, Julie?
Oh.
Because we've heard a few stories that they've been telling us.
We had stuff on the spirit board. We had a young boy, first of all, called Edward, that was 19 when he died. He died at sea, he told us. Yeah.
I've got it down on my notes.
And then we had a Richard and a Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of the girls that came and was skeptic, she wasn't even on the spirit board, other people were on it.
Yeah.
And a message came through off her dad.
Ah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
She did say it to me.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had noises, we've had marching, we thought somebody was coming down to the cellar, and we were all looking like that, waiting.
Yeah, that's not unusual. Yeah.
Nobody there.
It's a great experience when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, we've had an absolute brilliant time.
Next time you come, we'll give you some walkie-talkies, and we sit, you see where we sit. If anything happens and you want a confirmation, or if you want to say, are you walking around, we can go, well, we're in there, or we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's quite good, because then they get confirmation straight away.
That you know exactly where you are. It's not us, because we do stay in that room. Yeah. As you see, we do all our editing while we're waiting and sat there. So, yeah.
I've got to ask you, what made you particularly get into the paranormal?
It's a long story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You got all that well.
You've got all that.
When I was young, I woke up one night and there was a doll. Well, not a doll, there was a baby at the end of my bed with a doll.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I screamed. And my mum come running and she said, "What?" I said, "Mum, there was a baby at the end of my bed with a doll." And she said, "Oh, you've been dreaming, Julie, go back to sleep." I said, "No, Mum, I wasn't dreaming." She said, "Well, you've been thinking about one of your dolls." I said, "No, the baby was moving and it had a rag doll." Well, as soon as I said rag doll, my mum's face changed.
Right.
And she said, "And could you tell if it was a girl or a boy?" I said, "It was a little girl." So she went, "Right, okay." She took me up in bed. She said, "You're all right now, you've had a bad dream." That was that. Now, my mum had me late in life. So my cousins and everything are all the same age as my brothers and sisters. I've got none nearer my age. About 8 years later, we're all talking, and my brother says something about Cousin Annie. And I said, "Who's Cousin Annie?" And my mum just kind of like looked and she went, "Remember that baby that you saw at the end of your bed? Do you remember that bad dream?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "That was actually your Auntie Hilda's little girl. She died when she was only a few months old. She was born with no root to her mouth."
Like a cleft palate.
Yeah, and in them days, because I'm talking like 60 years ago, the doctors couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
No.
And she was buried with the rag doll that I described to my mum, that my mum and dad had actually bought her.
Can we use that for our radio show as well? Because that's a really good story.
Oh, that's
I like
lovely.
that.
Yeah.
And that's how you got into the paranormal?
Yeah, then I started hearing my mum speaking to people, and I said to Mum, "Who are you speaking to?" I heard her arguing one day, but it was a one-sided argument, and I could hear her saying, "I know, I'm not stupid, I know how to look after him." And my dad had actually been in a hold-up. And I went, my mum was cleaning the bathroom, and I went into the bathroom and said, "Who are you talking to?" She said, "Your grandma." I said, "Grandma died when I was 10, Mum." She said, "I know, but she's trying to tell me how to look after your dad." And I'm like, "What?" And then I realised that my mum could see, talk and everything to spirit. And then as I got older, I started seeing spirit. But the funny thing is, it wasn't until I started doing this that I rang my big brother up. I said, "I'm doing a ghost hunt call, do you want to come?" And he went, "Yeah." We started talking on the phone. He has been seeing things same as I have.
Well, yeah.
So,
yeah.
And you've only recently found that
Yeah,
out.
'cause
Wow.
We've never spoke about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there anybody else in your family who's like sensitive like that?
I don't know, I've not asked my sister. Colin is a twin, and I've not asked her.
Yeah.
But the house that I was born in, it was actually condemned and knocked down 18 months after I was born. My mum and dad both told me it was haunted.
Mm. Oh,
And
you said
Colin,
you were
yeah.
born in a house, yeah.
Yeah, and Colin had actually seen a boy hiding in the attic, and he actually thought it was my sister's boyfriend.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, and he said to
no.
him, "Are you waiting for my mum and dad to go out?" And he said this lad just looked at him, and he was very pale. Colin didn't think anything of it, went back downstairs. Mum and dad went out, and Colin said to my sister, "That lad's still upstairs." And she said, "What lad?"
Is
They
it your
both
boy?
went up, and there was nobody there.
Oh
No,
my God.
I know where I would have been.
Yeah.
Down the
That
street.
is, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's come down the generations with you, hasn't it,
Yeah.
Julie?
Yeah.
So now you've got your own paranormal group,
Mhm.
and you're doing your own investigations. But isn't it amazing? We were talking about this to somebody the other night. We were interviewing someone the other night. Comes out to Christmas. And the weird thing is we were saying, I've lost my train of thought now.
What you were saying
but it's
last
still
night.
on a Christmas.
When's it on again?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's a great one.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Keep
I
an eye
look
out.
forward to that.
We're not sure whether it's going to be Christmas Day or Boxing Day. I'm trying to think what we're talking about.
We was talking about how it came down the
And
generations
and then you was talking about that you...
that I started doing my
It's an age thing with me.
Same with me.
Can you help
We'll
me what
come
he
back
was
to
going
that
to
one.
say?
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
We were talking about what you experienced and
Yeah.
your relative saw your
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Did you say he was a twin?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was thinking. I'm a twin as well.
Right.
And it was funny because when I was a kid, I seen things in the house, my mum and dad, where I lived in Huyton. And there was one night, I'm not sure when I told you this, that we were lying there in bed, and years ago we used to have blankets.
Yeah.
There was no quilts then,
Yeah,
no totes this and totes
Yeah.
that. It was just blankets, as many blankets as you
Yeah.
can, plus a few coats.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I was
already
gonna
put
say,
on
and a few
there.
coats.
Plus a few
Yeah.
coats as well. And this night when I went up, my bed was untucked, and I mean when you got in that bed, you were like a straight jacket,
Yeah.
you didn't move. And this night, my bed was untucked, so I went to bed with a bit of a mood on, which you would do. 'Cause
Yeah.
you'd look- And in the middle of the night, in the early hours, I could feel my bed being tucked under, as if
Yeah.
it'd been
Covers,
tucked.
yeah.
And I woke up, and I still remember it as clear today as it was, as it happened. And you're talking, I was what? I'd say 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that.
But did you
Days
see the...
video.
So about 70 years ago.
Did
yeah.
you see... 180 years ago, he's been here a while. Did you see a person tucking you in?
I saw the lady tucking me in. We talked about this the other night, one. And what happened was, I went, Mum, still remember, still give me goosies. And she looked at me, smiled, walked out of the bedroom, turned right, and thought, oh, it's me mum.
Yeah.
So kids being kids, you get up and you get your mum and dad's
Yeah,
bed, don't
yeah.
you? No, got in there, go back to bed, we'll talk about it in the morning, and everything else. So that must have been my mum, because she's kicked me back in the bed. So gets up the next morning, and whatever happened in the night was clearer in the morning than what it was at the time, because you're half asleep, you're thinking, and she's telling me what you've seen and everything else, and I went, there was an old lady, I said, she had a scar on here like this, and I said, and she had like a jacket on or a coat on, and she had like, at the time, your patterns,
Yeah.
and it was tartan, and I said, and down here, and this, that, and the other, and she went, you've just described my mum completely. And I went, what do you mean? I couldn't get it, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, and she said to me, you've just described my mum. And I went, right, okay, we go like that, so she gets some photographs. I went, that's the lady there. She went, that's me mum.
Oh.
My mum had a scar on her face here, and she was buried in a coat, and the coat had tartan.
Oh.
And to this day, I still remember. Now, I remember my nan vaguely. She died in 1969, my nan. So it's you can remember it vaguely.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't remember
No.
all
The
details.
description and
But I still
details.
remember to this day. So I can see what you mean by twins, because like my brother was like quite sensitive in things as well. But he never really mentioned things like that. He used to you used to know that he was like watching things like that I don't know. Like that, you know.
Well, like I say, it's took all these years for me to do this until...
I've noticed you just
On
looking
the
over,
shadow,
sorry.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, but it's just like coming to my view.
Yeah, but as long as it stays over there, that's fine by me.
Cheers, Jamie.
Yeah.
Oh, just so we know, we have got a cat ball behind, so if there is anyone here with us, if you can move that ball, we'll know that you're around us. So it's sat there on the fireplace.
So I've got to ask, what made you come to Mill Street? That was a big throw in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. I can't actually remember.
Right.
I mean, I've been looking at a few places and I've been Googling, you know, like haunted places in the northwest.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what it was. It was a friend of mine called Nadine. She's actually been here. And she said it's one of the best places she's been. She says, if you can get in there, Julie, she said, go to, because it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And she was actually going to come, but she'd already promised. You had a Halloween one here, didn't you?
We did,
We did,
Yeah, well, Nadine's here then.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
That would have been with our friends, wouldn't it? Because we weren't here, I wasn't here then. Where was I?
I don't know.
Oh no, I was away, wasn't I?
No,
We've had a
I
few
can't remember.
Halloweens because we've had our own Halloween in here. We've done our own, we've done
Right.
that, and then we've had other groups.
Yeah.
they
And-
went away
Yeah,
for like a week.
yeah,
And the day they came back, I went away.
yeah. So we've been like that,
Yeah, so
and we've
taking
had
up sort
groups
of
in,
3 weeks.
and they all do the Halloween specials, quite a lot in here, and then they put them out for
Yeah.
Halloween. So
Yeah.
you might see loads for Mill Street Halloween because it's all.
They had a cake and everything. I think they're called QPR. QPR.
Oh,
yes,
Yeah.
they came in, yeah.
Yeah.
They were in
They
on
did.
Saturday, weren't they? Yeah.
Weren't you in Wales?
Was we at Clanfillan, the workhouse?
Yeah.
We was at the
That's the
workhouse.
most, we've got Clanfillan, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll do.
What we do now, and I think it's a great idea for listeners as well, is we work with other groups as well.
Yeah.
So if you get a big location, because they're very expensive,
Yeah.
we say, well, let's do this location.
Yeah.
We all put in,
Mhm.
and then because they're so big, I mean, I don't know whether Shrewsbury Prison were doing there in
Yeah.
April.
I've
So
heard
let
good
us know
things
about
about
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's
Come
good.
along because it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's that big. You could take 3 or 4 groups in, you know, your team.
Yeah.
It's like, you do there, you do there, you do there. Come
Yeah.
back in
Can't
an
have
hour.
each other.
Brilliant.
It's
Yeah.
massive. It's fantastic. So yeah, we do
We
things like
team
that.
up.
Yeah.
We love mixing with other teams.
Yeah,
as well,
that's
because
great.
Yeah.
You'll learn. I mean, we've been doing
You
it
learn
12
off
years.
each other,
We
Yeah.
learn off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make a lot of good friends as well.
Yeah.
don't you?
Well, it's
And that's
like
what it's about.
one of the things we did tonight, where you put the glass and the Ouija board on top and ask it to move round.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that done until we had an event on at Rycroft.
Right.
And Nadine came, because Nadine's been doing ghost hunts for years, and we was doing spirit board the usual way. She said, have you never done it the other way? And I said, what other way? And she shown us, and I was mind blown.
Yeah.
So you put the glass on the table
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the Ouija board on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you put your fingers on
Yeah.
it like that, not
Yeah.
like that,
No.
like that.
Yeah, we
So
use
the
our
nobody
nails.
pushes
Yeah,
it.
that's
We
right,
always
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
So nobody pushes it that
Yeah.
way.
And then you just asked it to move, and it started moving round, and then asked it to tip off the glass, and it did.
Mhm.
And I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
So we're learning all the time.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
So which part actually moved? Was it the Ouija
It
board or
was-
was it the glass?
Oh, I don't know. We never thought to look under the glass and check.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what would be good?
Have a
And
look.
another one on top of that would be to be put a mirror down, then the glass, then the Ouija board. Then if it moves, you can actually see
Oh yeah.
what letters they are. I know that the letters would be the wrong way
Yeah.
around, but at least you know what they
Yeah.
are. So in that way, you, instead of
Yeah.
like doing that, you can actually
Yeah.
see what's there.
It's
Just another dimension onto
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because you probably noticed yourselves, technology changes within the paranormal world as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're using cat balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I mean, it's
They're brilliant, aren't they?
simplest
Just
of
the-
inventions,
Mhm.
but they work perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
REM pods, I don't see as many people using REM pods now either.
Yeah.
It starts to,
Yeah.
it goes through. And I think you
Yeah.
mentioned the ovulus.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've
Yeah.
never really used an ovulus, have we?
No, I know a few people that have used them. I mean, they're very, very expensive.
Yeah, they
So,
are.
I mean, I've seen
I've
some for
not
like
used
700
one.
£800.
Oh, you've
No,
not?
I've not used it. What it was with us was, we put the group out on a page on Facebook like everybody does. And I got a private message off this lady that said, I run my own group, we've got too much equipment, would you like to buy anything? And one was the Ovilus 3.
Yeah.
So I said, right, okay, so how much do you want for all this stuff, and in particular this item? And she said, £325. I said, right, okay, so I Googled it, and I found out that they're no longer made.
Right.
So I messaged her back, I said, look, we're a new group, we can't afford that. And what puts me off is they're discontinued now, so if anything was to go wrong, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Straight away, got another message back off her. You can have it then for 170.
Big drop.
Yeah. So then alarm bells started ringing then. So I started researching, found out that these machines were supposed to be brilliant and everything. Looked on my phone and the messages had gone. Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's a good tip there. Research. If somebody's trying to sell something, to research it, because it's a great idea.
Especially if they come to you.
Yes.
Yeah,
why would they
a bit
come to
strange,
you?
isn't it?
And you've not even asked.
Yeah.
You're not putting it out there.
No, and when I said to her, like, you know, we're a new group, that's a bit expensive, she actually said, well, I wouldn't really be selling them, but I'm selling them due to ill health. And I thought, well, first of all, you said you were selling them because you had too much stuff.
So the story, not telling you.
It's like the pity, isn't it? What is it? Really trying
a guilt trip of trying to make you feel sorry for them.
Gave a great idea there. Research. If somebody tries to sell you something, just give it a quick research, like the Ovilus. We use one called the Spirit Talker.
Right.
Just on that on your phone.
On that. And we found it brilliant in places.
It works the same in a Ovilus, doesn't it?
Exactly the same. But take the Wi-Fi off.
That's what I was just
and put it into airplane mode. And use it, and it still works. And we've had some really good.
Yeah.
We've been researching it for a while now. We've had it 7 or 8 months now, and we still use it. We should have said tonight use this because it's good. I think it's about £3 to pay.
Yeah,
it's cheaper than £300. And anyone in the group can use them as well. And what we do is a few people have got them, so we all a few of them turn them on. But what we say to them is, put the audio on, but turn it upside down so the light.
It's very bright all the time. It lightens everywhere.
And it's very good.
And that's Spirit Talk.
Spirit Talk, yes.
I don't know who it is,
If you get what it is,
we're just looking at
if you
it.
get what it is, just drop me an email and I'll show you what it is and that. Because it's a really good one, and everybody can use it on the phone. You can all have a go. If you want to pay the £3 or £4, you can all use it.
Yeah, it's just so much work. We're still trying it out ourselves. We try different ones. If anybody says, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" We're not sponsored by anyone for doing it. We do it ourselves. So, who else have you got in your group with you, Julie? Who helps you out?
It's just me and Sharon's daughter Yasmin comes with us as well. Sharon, she's a well-known medium in the northwest and around where we live, and I met Sharon because I went for a reading and I was so impressed because my daughter had told me something 3 days before that only me, my daughter and her boyfriend knew.
Okay.
And Sharon came out with it within 5 minutes.
Brilliant.
Oh, wow.
That's evidence for you. Because I must admit, I'm one of them. They go in and everybody sends me in first because I'm so open to it and I so want messages and everything. And they can't. I've even had someone from across the hall, and as I stand up going into the hall, they come and walked over to me and shook me and said, "You're a lovely person, but I can't read you." And I'm thinking, why not?
Yeah.
And then another said, I put the money down that, and she goes, "There's your money." She said, "Because I can't read you." And I'm going, why not? I'm so open for it. Yeah, all my family go in, they all got names, they all got this, that and the other. And she said, "Can you come back later?" You've brought out your dad's hands of his cards. Right. So, we'll reshuffle and re-give it, come back later. And it was like that, and I thought, oh my God, what's going on here? Up to a point. Most of it can't be me talking so loud.
No, we can't. That's why I looked the same.
Right.
I could see your eyes going like that.
I thought it was...
I don't know where it sounded from, but
You're more than welcome.
Sorry.
We
This
do get this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having that, but it'd be brilliant. Oh, I'll have to speak to you,
Yes.
friend. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Because sharing
So,
is good.
I'm not closed off to it or anything, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And
So you'd expect it to come
yeah,
easier.
come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, and I've spoke to one person who's a medium in this area, a gentleman, and he said, "I need to close you off. There's so much going on."
Right.
And he said, and 6 months later, he come back and he said, "You know what? I've noticed a decline in your health and everything. Let me close you off." And I did, and he took me to a room and told me to close the roof and everything like that. I've not seen anything for years, so I went back to him, and he said, "Just do it the opposite way around." He kind of fussed me off, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Just do it. So I couldn't. So it's had to naturally come back to me, things that I, was seeing there. So it's only just building back up. Yeah. So, so it might be there's a couple waiting upstairs.
Well, we'll find out where the girls are in a minute because
Yeah.
I can hear talking, but they were in the hall, weren't they?
Yeah.
We'll debunk it in a bit and have a look. Julie, tell us your website. What have you got?
Well, we've got is a Facebook page.
Facebook. So.
Facebook page is just Ghost Investigations UK.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's where they can catch you on there.
Yeah.
So come and sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on YouTube at all, or are you going on YouTube?
No.
Not yet.
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
can't.
a shame, yeah.
No, that's
No.
fine.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
But you will come back.
Oh,
Mill
definitely.
Street,
Yeah, we've already booked.
Book to come
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
booked
there
it?
you
Yeah,
go.
we've already
Oh,
booked
it's
to come
sorted.
back.
Oh,
Yeah,
when are you coming
sorted.
back?
The 4th of February.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 4th of February. Hold.
And you're more than welcome to come back with us and have a
Yeah,
little
brilliant.
dabble
Thank
on
you.
with
Keep
our,
in touch.
you know, when
Yeah.
there's no public here, just
Yeah.
come and have a little go and see what you think.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Make your husband wheel.
Yeah, it's nice sense of humour. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. We did have
I'll
a
have a
dog.
laugh.
We did bring a dog in here once.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never brought a pet in. Sorry, I'm keeping
Is
you.
that right?
We never brought a pet in here before. My nephew has a dog,
Mm.
and I was coming and thought, nah, when I'm going to lock up, I'm taking the dog with me.
Yeah.
Well, I wish he hadn't, because he refused to come up the stairs, and I made him come up the stairs with me, and he bolted down the stairs, and he sat at the stairs, and he stared up me, and I'm like, I've got to go around this building.
Yeah.
Why did bring Tilly with me? Because now I know there's something here, because it's backing up,
Yeah.
and it refused to move from the door. It wanted to go out, so I bolted round and everything else. And as I was opening the door to him, he was pulling me out.
Yeah.
And it's only a little dog. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the type of dog it is, but he just wanted to get out the building.
That is so weird, because as I was coming out of the house tonight and I got in the car, Tom went to me, "Julie, look," and I looked, and there's my Tilly puppy.
You got a dog called?
Yeah,
was it?
Tilly
Oh,
sat there like that, looking at me, and he said to me, "Take her with you." I said, "No, she'll be wanting away every half hour. No, I can't take her with me."
Oh.
Well, to bring her with you next time, because we're here. We can take her for
She's lovely. But going back to dogs,
Yeah.
our eldest dog that we've got at the minute, Dave,
Yeah.
he can actually smell cancer in other dogs.
Wow.
No way.
We can take him to the vets,
Yeah.
and if there's people in the waiting room, he'll sit there calmly, and then if another dog comes in and he sniffs it, all of a sudden he starts howling.
Oh.
And my friend Vicky, she used to work at the vets where we used to take him, and she said to me, "Julie," so I said, "What? You know when your Dave starts howling?" I said, "Yes." "That's always when there's a cancer dog in." I went,
Oh.
"What?"
Wow.
Yeah. She said he can sense cancer.
Wow.
It's
You
so
think of them.
weird.
Yeah, they're so incredible.
That is
Do
amazing.
you know what though? When you think of dogs, I've just seen a shadow go across the floor.
I
now.
did. I
Did you
saw
see
you
it?
thinking
Did you
about
see
that.
it?
Yeah. Sorry about that. When you think of dogs, they are very, very sensitive, even to humans. You know, they know, but they're very loyal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge dog lover.
Yeah.
But when you think about them, they haven't got the things what we've got. I mean, I think we're all sensitive,
Yeah.
but life gets in the way.
Mm.
You know, we've got distractions
Yeah.
everywhere. Dogs,
They don't
they,
have that distraction.
they haven't got that distraction or that worry. Their biggest worry is going for a wee,
Yeah.
going for a walk.
When's me dinner?
And where's me dinner? They're the only things they've got.
Yeah.
So they can tune in. If you look at a dog, they're just so relaxed. They're just laid back and that. So they pick up things, and sometimes when we're on our own and we sit there and relax, that sometimes you do catch me. What was that?
Yeah.
But like now, I mean, we're catching things, but we're still talking.
Yeah.
So we probably miss things as well.
Yeah.
And I think we've all got that sensitivity. It's just that our lives are completely different. Everyone's lives are different.
They're rushed all the time. Busy.
Yeah.
Julie, we've kept you long enough now.
Thank you.
And we've
I've loved
absolutely
it.
enjoyed you being here.
Yeah.
I mean, you've never been in this
Yeah.
problem.
No.
The people you brought were wonderful.
Yeah.
You've had a lovely
Lovely
group of people, all friendly, and that's amazing. And that brings energy with it, doesn't it? So
It's been an absolute pleasure having you here tonight.
It's definitely been the best place we've been to. The most active place we've been to.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great to have you.
Mill Street
Don't
Barracks.
forget, 4th of February, back here with Julie and the team.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out on the website, on the Facebook page, not the website page. Keep an eye out on the Facebook page.
UK.
But yes.
Well done.
I remember this.
You did.
Yeah. Jonathan, so well. Go, Jonathan.
So, go to the Facebook page, keep an eye out for the adverts and come and experience here. So, Julie Malone, thank you so much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. And thanks for giving us the time.
Can I just ask, when's that podcast out again?
Which one?
The Christmas one. Do you mean Christmas?
I walked into that tonight.
Yeah.
Christmas.
She got you? Well done, Julie. I like that one.
There's a very special Christmas one coming out. Keep an eye out for it.
You don't say, do you?
But there's also, don't forget, I know you're watching this now, this was a very special one as well, because Julie was on
You
it.
know, Julie here. It's been
And
fabulous,
on that
Julie.
note, Julie Malone, thank you very much. We really
Thank
appreciated
you.
it.
Thank you so much. Can't wait for the Christmas podcast.
So, from Jonathan,
Goodbye.
Jamie,
Bye.
nothing, myself, and Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See you again soon. Good night. So Jonathan, that was Julie Malone.
How good was she?
She's brilliant. She did not get me though.
And it's made up, you know.
It was so funny though, because I kept saying that before, and wasn't I, about
know.
the, you know, got to remember the Christmas special, special.
That's it.
I felt a bit guilty afterwards, because I was thinking, well, this was special as well with Julie Malone.
Well, yeah, it was, yeah.
And I'm going, don't forget, but she was so funny when she turned around and said,
She was.
when she went like that, what was it? What was that?
Hello.
What was it? I just heard it. So what's this? What's coming up?
Yeah.
I'm going, what? The Christmas special.
You just didn't get it, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't got none.
I know.
It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. That's my excuse.
Do you know what I was more made up about, though?
What's that?
He had quite a bit of activity that night, didn't he? The group.
Yeah, they loved it, and
Brilliant.
yeah, he came into us and he said it was a fantastic night. In fact, he heard it just then. She said it's the best location she's ever been to.
Brilliant.
So that was.
Amazing.
I was quite proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. All good stuff.
So you probably all know who she is by now, anyway.
Yes.
And Julie, if you're still listening, thank you so much. Don't forget to bring some cakes.
Yeah. Oh, dear me.
Right, and let's get on to we were talking a little bit about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
What we've been doing, yeah, and it's out there now anyway.
It is.
It's out there on, is it Bad Ben TV?
Yes.
So if anybody knows of Bad Ben, you know we love him. We love his movies, although it's a bit of a mockery of the paranormal world.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. It's not being nasty towards.
No.
It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's like anything, you know. It's like
It is.
I've got the hiccup now. It's like anything, you know. They make a bit of a mockery of it, but they enjoy it. And what we done is we interviewed him, didn't we?
Well, we spoke to him a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, and he was brilliant then as well.
Yeah. And we've sort of kept in touch through Facebook and stuff. We watch his lives, and he's been on our lives as well when we've done them on Facebook.
Yes, yeah.
And we've done a podcast with him. And then he spoke to us afterwards.
Yeah. Well, what I did is, the one thing about Nigel Bach was he's never been on a proper paranormal investigation.
No.
And he was with his friend, Scott Tomlinson, I think his name is.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Boom.
It's his co-star.
Look at that. So his co-star Scott Tomlinson, who's in Bad Ben 11.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
So am I. I'm surprised at myself. And we said, tell you what, do you want to come on a ghost hunt with us?
Well, he was asking, because we'd done it in a room in Mill Street, didn't we?
Yeah.
And there was a door behind, and he's
what's that
and
door?
He was like, what's that blue door? And when you told him, didn't you?
And I said, yeah, that's a cellar, that one, Nigel. Tell you what, do you want to come on a ghost hunt with us? And he went, how? I said, I'll just pick up my phone, turn you around, and away we go.
Yeah. We've done the podcast on Zoom.
On Zoom, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what we did, and loved it. Loved every minute of it. Scott loved every minute of it.
Every minute, Jamie. It was
3 hours. We actually had Nigel Bach and Scott Tomlinson on for just over 4.5 hours.
Oh, yeah. They were glued.
Yeah, they were glued to it. It started off as just an interview and ended up with everything else, didn't it?
I know, yeah.
When we were going home, they were going home as well. And they loved it that much. After the show, he asked us to contact them.
Yes.
So we reconnected with him and Scott. And he came out with this great idea. I'm not going to tell you what the idea was. Just get onto Bad Ben TV or Roku TV.
Get on the Roku channel.
And get onto there, and you'll see what we've been doing with them.
Yeah. Or if you go to his Facebook page or his YouTube, it'll be Nigel Bach on YouTube, and Bad Ben TV.
Bad Ben TV on
Facebook.
Yeah.
First episode's on there.
Yeah, no, Bad Ben TV on YouTube. The very first show is on there. It's raw.
Yes.
It is getting better.
Yeah.
It was just a tester, wasn't it, that one? And there's a part 1 and part 2, but part 2 you've got to sign up to Bad Ben TV and Roku.
Yes.
We've loved every minute of doing it, haven't we?
Brilliant.
We've loved every minute of doing it, and I've got to say, we've been working alongside them for the last couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's amazing how quickly you can do stuff,
isn't it?
Because the first one we recorded with them, we recorded it on the Friday night.
Yeah.
And it was out on Sunday.
It was.
Done,
was
dusted,
quick.
and out. And the same with the second one, because it was a part 2 of Mill Street Barracks, wasn't it?
He's got a lot of experience with TV.
He knows his stuff.
He's a producer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a producer. He's done everything.
Yeah.
Go and watch the Bad Ben. Go and watch the Bad Ben stuff, because they're fantastic.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
In the show Bad Ben, his name's Tom Riley.
Yeah.
But obviously his name's Nigel Bach.
Yeah.
So go and watch that, because we've had some great fun with that, haven't we?
Do you know what? He's funny as well, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's funny with it.
Yeah, you'll see some funny parts in the film.
Yeah.
In the first one, you'll see some funny parts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Brilliant it is.
There's one when he said something like, I'd lost the plot. I couldn't stop laughing, could I? Right in the middle of an investigation.
I know.
But yeah, go and watch them. We're enjoying filming with them at the moment, and we're doing a lot more.
We are.
So it's a challenge.
It is. It's different to what.
Yeah.
It's different to anything we've ever done before. Even though it's still paranormal and it's investigating.
It's actually going to be called Access Paranormal Investigate.
Yes.
So, keep an eye out for Access Paranormal Investigate.
Yeah.
There's the ones which are up at the moment. There's one up, and then there's an advertisement for the next one.
Yeah.
They were just thrown together, to be honest with you. And they've done brilliant.
He's done a really good job with them, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was like, when can you do it? Yeah, we'll do it Friday. When he asked us to do it, when he asked us to do some filming with him, he said, when this was, we actually interviewed him on the Saturday, wasn't it? The Saturday night.
Yeah.
And he said, come back with us, and we were back and forth with the information, everything else throughout the week. And then I think it was the middle of the week, wasn't it? He said, "Do you think you could go and do one on the Friday night?"
I know.
Oh, what? So we went out Friday night, didn't we? Recorded it there and then. It's uncut.
Yeah.
But we just do it raw, and we sent it over to him.
Came out well, though, I think.
Eh?
I think
It's come out really well, yeah. It's different. That's what I like about it. It's completely different. And
but it's had some really good feedback.
It's had some fantastic stuff, hasn't it?
I think it had over 1,000 views in 24 hours.
I know.
So
I don't look now.
I don't.
No.
But it had some good feedback and it went down well.
And he's had some fantastic feedback in America because obviously it's for the American people because that's where it's going out over there, and it seems to have started to look good over there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really
so
good.
We're pretty happy with that. And we've been recording again. We've recorded another one.
Yes. And
we're going to be out again on Christmas.
Well,
the Friday.
A couple of days before Christmas, isn't it?
The 23rd.
Yeah, it'll be the 23rd.
Yeah, we're out again on the 23rd of December filming another one.
Yeah.
We're going to be like knackered, aren't we? Come Christmas Day, we were like, oh, just leave me in bed.
No, it's good. It's good fun now. I love it.
It is. It's been
really
great. And I mean,
we have a laugh doing it.
Who's involved is myself, Jonathan, Marie, Nigel Bach, and Scott Tomlinson. So there's 5 of us involved, and don't forget, 2 of them are over in America.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to say about that. Apologies. Yeah, we've had a great year, haven't we?
We have.
And it's just got better. And I've got to say also, we've got to say a big thank you as well to Paul Smales of Haunted Buildings UK.
We certainly have.
Because without him, with him, we've had some great locations.
Yeah,
I was going to say, without him, we wouldn't have got into these locations. He's worked hard.
No, that's right, though, isn't it? I mean, he works hard to get these locations, and we work well together, I think.
And we've got to say as well, if you go through the year of who we've been with, we've had.
Oh yeah.
You mean a big thank you to Haunted Scouse.
So hauntingly.
They're brilliant as well.
Yeah.
You're trying to think who they all are now. We've had that many, haven't we?
Yeah. There's just loads.
Dark Territory.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the year, we had Dark Territory.
That's right.
They were fantastic. They still are fantastic. There's so many out there. We've also got Moxley coming up.
Yes.
And
Shadow Hunters.
Shadow Hunters, they're coming up. We're meeting up with them.
That's right.
That's going to be a cracker one with them.
That'll be good.
Yeah. And we've got some fantastic locations we're going to be going to as well.
We have.
I think we've got half of 2023 organised, haven't we?
I think we have, you know.
Unless Nigel turns around and goes, "Can you go to this place, Jamie?"
I know.
Yeah. And then off we go to that place as well.
Yeah.
And in between that, we've got work.
I know.
Well, I've got work.
Some of us have, Jamie.
I've got work. Jonathan's got holidays.
Yeah, I've got to squeeze my holidays in between these, you know.
But yeah, all in all, I mean, even the radio show, we absolutely love doing this radio show.
We do.
We love getting out and about. And I know people say, well, you haven't been in the studio for a while. We've had that a few times. And we say,
I know,
we're trying to get out and about for the people who can't get out and about and do investigations, not just for ourselves, but for them as well. Yeah. I mean, it's now coming to the little bit of a wintry times, and we will be sitting around the microphones in the next couple of weeks.
Tell you.
Because it's getting colder and colder, isn't it?
It is.
Be prepared. You'll be saying, when are you going out again? Because we're bored of you. That's what we were doing, isn't it? Do you know another person we've got to say a big thank you to as well this year is that fella.
That fella?
No, Neil Murray. L35 Radio.
Who?
Neil Murray. The Neil Murray.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Neil.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been giving us great support and everything else, and we absolutely love working for the L35 Radio.
We do.
It is a pleasure working for them, isn't it?
Do you know the Halloween? Brilliant.
That was fantastic, wasn't it?
Hell35.
Brilliant name as well. Yeah. Well, look, Jonathan, it's come to the end of the show.
Don't.
I know, it's gone so quickly. But tune in next week for the other Christmas special as well. We've got to go. I've got to thank Jonathan Sullivan.
Yeah, welcome.
I've got to thank my partner Marie Spriggs for being on the show as well.
Yeah.
And we've got to thank especially you out there for listening week after week. Thank you. We'll see you again next week from Access Paranormal. Good night.
Good night.